For this review, we have the Hasbro Haslab His Tank, along with the Techno Viper and Heat Seek missile set, which is basically meant to go along with this. We'll go over this separately, in addition to this guy. And actually, I think this is the back. Um, oh, I don't know. It seems to have the same look front and back. It's just kind of weird that they talk about batteries on front and back. So yeah, I think this is the front. We're just gonna roll with that. So this thing is pretty big. Had to get this out on a open table because this will not fit up in my normal rig. The artwork is really nice, and you got this whole pretty much black and red motif, showing off some of the figures that it comes with. It does come with a Cobra Commander. On the top, it's got this big Semper Fidelis Cobra. That's cool. Got Mars Industry logo. The 788. Don't know what that is. They've always been on these his tanks, and I don't know the lore for what that number means. So if anybody knows that, please post in the comments. On the sides, there's also artwork. And on the bottom, got this whole entire technical schematic thing going on. So that's pretty cool. All right, so let's start opening this guy up. Okay. There is a lot of tape on this. So I thought it may open up kind of like coffin style, but you need to open it from the side. Okay. So basically you're gonna open it this way. So there is some tiers in here. I'm gonna pull this box away and start pulling out these sub boxes. So the smaller box, I'm guessing, is the figures. Gotta be the figures, yep. So got a filler piece. We've got a booklet. Got this protective covering. And we've got the figures. So let's see, female gunner, male gunner, the tactician that was like the fan vote for the color scheme, and the infamous Mickey Mouse Cobra Commander. I call him Mickey Mouse because he's got these, the way they printed the Cobra logo was kind of weird. And it's a callback to one of the vintage variants. The rest of this stuff is just uh, filler pieces. There's also stickers. So you can hook up your his tank in any particular scheme you want. All right, then we've got the larger inner box. Let's get these figures out of the way. And this thing is pretty big in its own right. This one does open from the top. And this is what it's going to look like. Got some his tank side pieces. Canopy, actually a couple different versions of the canopy. Whatever this is back here, this is the gun. Turret. There we have the inside. All right. So the his tank itself pretty much comes intact. I'm gonna put it to the side for a moment. And I'll try to show this off as best as I can. So we've got the larger turret. We've got two missile bays, two missile arrays. I guess that's what you would call them. And then let's see what this is. Some Gatling guns and some cover to something. Okay, and that should be it. All right. Let's go ahead and start getting this guy out. Lots and lots of plastic and cardboard. So the way this is on, it's kind of mildly adhesive, but not really sticky tape, but um, kind of stuff that comes on electronics, like LCD screens sometimes. Um, yeah, those treads or something. Seeing this like in real life, that's crazy. And it's got this real like clankety sound to it when it turns. Kind of give it some, tank realism. So this thing is quite modular. I'm going to try to go through everything here, but there's a lot of different ways to configure this. So you're going to have some variation where you can't get all these pieces on at one time. Leave these guys in the tray since it's kind of holding them together for the moment. We got these two. I don't know what these are yet. Okay, so let's talk about how some of this stuff gets paired up. And excuse me, I'm not going to look at the instructions unless I come across a problem. I think a lot of this is self-explanatory, but you're going to have some covers for the tread wheels, and you can leave it bare if you want, or you got two different versions. You got one that's kind of more toy inspired and one that's more technical. We'll call this, classified inspired. So these basically line up as such here. So you could have it like that, or you could have it like that. I don't know which way I want it, to be honest. Hmm, something to think about. I think I like this look better. I'll leave this other side off. So then you have a choice of cockpit cover, canopy cover. So you can go with, again, we're going to call this classified style. There's more paint, there's more detail. And then you got toy inspired, which is like plain. Um, I kind of like both. I don't think you can go wrong with either one. But I do feel like this canopy and this cover goes together. Now, one thing, and I don't remember this, but in this cover, you got these basically uh, wing style windows. So I think that's really cool. Yeah, for this one, I think I might leave this guy down. Okay. Next, let's talk about the turret. So it's going to come in the package like this, and you need a, basically this is the handle. So this is going to point toward where the driver sits, which means these guys need to pull down. And there's two little pegs and two little pegs, and you just line it up and put it in. They don't really snap. It's just kind of, friction, just snug fit. But then you got that. The cover piece can go here. So you can, have some extra coverage for your gun person. This does slot in. There are grooves. Sorry, there are grooves on the inside. So if you're going to use this, they do kind of line up. And when you do it, you got that. I'm going to leave it off because I like that exposed look like this. And let's see what is next. I still don't know what these are. I'm gonna have to look at the instructions to figure out what those are. We do have the smaller turret, and I believe this does go in the front somewhere. Maybe I'm wrong. So this goes up here somewhere. Okay, it does go in the front. Hmm. Yeah, I guess it really does go in there. So that's interesting. So there was a little kind of like a button right here. This does fit down into it, and it doesn't seem like you can take it off now. Uh, Not a big deal, but just a little unexpected. Okay, and then we've got these little Gatling guns. And they're going to go up here. And there's peg in with friction. They don't really snap. And you're going to want to position them so there's a little slot that points outward, and you're going to stick these guys in it. And you're going to want to orientate them so that, this is pointing outwards, this is pointing out, this is pointing up. It takes a lot of effort to put them in, but it should look like that when you're done. Okay, and then last piece is you can put these missile launchers on, and you're gonna have to remove a cover, I believe. Oh, this just, wow, that's cool. So this is a little door that lifts up, and then you can just slide these guys in. And that's pretty much it. All right, so let's do this other side that we didn't do yet. I do find that these missiles kind of don't want to stay in. I mean, once you push them in there, they're good, but if you start manipulating this, they have a tendency to wiggle loose. Just FYI on that. And then that completes the look. It's kind of a shame they didn't include any blast effects, but they did include electronics. So this needs 3 AA batteries. We're going to get 3 AA batteries and test this thing out. Okay, let's see what we got here. So I'm going to take the missiles off on this other side so I can lay it down like this. Battery cover is here. That screw was tied in pretty tight. Okay. It is the style where you can't like accidentally have the screw fall out, so always like it when companies do that. I've got some of these lithium USB-C rechargeable AA's. Highly recommend them. No particular brand, but this will save you a lot of money on buying batteries. All right. Okay, so I believe this is the activation button. And we're going to see what happens here. Eh, my batteries might be dead. Yep, my batteries are dead. Okay, so we're going to try some different batteries. Hopefully, these aren't all spent from Halloween. Oh, okay. Thought there was sounds, but there's no sounds. So there are different modes, so maybe I need to try to cycle through stuff here, but as you can see, there is a little light shining down right now. Got the Cobra symbol. And In the cockpit, the control deck is lit up, and there's a lot of cool detail in there. Okay. So there are 9 modes, and this will explain how many button presses you need to make to get the various things to turn on. It seems like 4 gets everything on. Let's see if we can do this. Okay. So you saw the cockpit, you saw the Cobra logo. There are lights in the front and lights in the bottom. Oh, look at that. That's kind of cool. There is illumination on that little targeting array. There are lights in the back. And supposed to be lights in here. Yep. So this was switch activated. Like when you get right here, lights turn on inside. Let's stick Storm Shadow in here because I got him handy. Storm Shadow. This is Snake Eyes. Why do I call him Storm Shadow? So you can see what that looks like in there. There's not a lot of room in here. So the figures are going to barely fit. Um, but it is workable. This seat does move up and down, and you can feel like you can do something with the seat. Maybe not, but this does go up and down. I don't know why there's another section here. The instructions don't say anything from Hasbro's live streams. I don't think they've said anything, but there's another rail right here. It's just kind of there. Like there might be some expansion purposes, or might be decoration. I kind of think because there's a rail on the other side too. It kind of seems like there was supposed to be 2 seats. That's really what it seems like. That is interesting. Okay, and then on the other side, there is a gun rack. And obviously, you can put your gunner at the top. So let's put some figures in here. These figures do not have taped boxes, so they come out pretty easily. He's got some nice artwork on the back. Let's turn the lights off. He's got some cool artwork inside. And he's got storage locker, maybe with some weapons. We'll see. Yep, got one of those little tissue bags, paper bags. And just now realizing these are numbered. Okay, so he's got hand pistol, fancy sci-fi laser gun, and he's got basically some like Street Fighter style padded fists. That's interesting. So he's got a holster for his little gun. So we'll give him that. And we'll put his sci-fi gun on because this is G.I. Joe. It will take some work to get this in his hand because it's got this closed system for the handle, but it will get in there. And let's stick him in the back since he's the tactical technician. And he is engineered very well to sit. That Snake Eyes was not really engineered well to sit. So let's stick him in here. It's gonna kind of help to get his knees bent beyond 90 so we can kind of shove some of his legs back behind the seat like so. And I'm just gonna stick these fists in there. So there's our technical technician. What is he called? Tactician. Okay, then we got our driver. We got some nice blueprint work on the back. This guy is 99. He also has artwork on the inside, basically artwork of himself. And he's pretty much the same body, just some different coloring. And he is pretty much the same figure. He's got the same punching gloves. They're just reverse colors. Same little pistol, same sci-fi gun. I'm going to go ahead and put his pistol in his holster and get him into the cockpit. The cockpit does have a harness. Let's see if I can get this on camera. And there's basically these pieces plug into a piece here. So this is kind of like where it unplugs at. And it unplugs pretty easily. So I think we can get him in here without a bunch of trouble. Yep. This is hard to do on camera, but you would then just plug the little piece back in. Oh, we still got a light on. Okay, I think it's off now. Okay, so there he is with that. We'll store his stuff in the back since we got all this storage back here. Got a little gun rack. Can do that. All right. Then we've got the gunner. She is 101. There is her loadout. She's got some extra weapons. She's got a hammer, pickaxe, and a shovel. Oh, she's got some kind of railgun thing too. Okay, here she goes. Her loadout is a little bit more fancy. Got this little protected cover for the axe. The shovel. So, shovel, pickaxe, whatever this is. Oh, this is a shotgun. This is an automatic shotgun. Wow, that's impressive. And then she's got one of those sci-fi guns. She's got one of those little pistols. And she's got her female punch gloves. Okay, so let's give her her gun and her holster. And I'm just gonna loosely plug her in here. It's gonna be kind of difficult to do all this on camera, but let's see if I can get one of her hands on the steering wheel here. There. That actually wasn't too difficult. So there she is with that. And then, just as before, we can store all this stuff back here. And this seems like it goes in there. There's these little two columns that you can put these in. I guess you could put it here too. There is really no right or wrong way to do any of this stuff. I'm just gonna throw this stuff in here so I don't waste time, but you get the idea. Lots of choices. And then this guy does have a hitch, which we're gonna get into in a moment, and a platform. So that is our HISS tank. I guess I didn't go over Cobra Commander at all. I am going to go ahead and open this up. This, all this packaging is not resealy, is not really friendly to being sealed back up. So if you open any of this stuff, you're not going to pass this off to somebody else as, unopened. Now, yeah, maybe you could sell this separately to somebody. There's that, but I kind of feel if you're going to open any of this, open all of it. That is a nice figure. It's pinless, it's very clean, very classic looking. He's got a ton of accessories. I'm just going to show these up front here. So he's got two closed fists. He's got an open hand that can hold this snake globe thing he's got going on. He's got a pointy hand. He's got his typical gun. He's got a dagger, and he's got a backpack that will hold his, sci-fi gun. And it just plugs into the back. So his knife does go in his knife holder on his hips. This thing is probably gonna slide on you, so just kind of be aware of that. But that is Cobra Commander. All right. I'm kind of punishing myself here by doing this, but I did want to do this all as one video. Okay, last but not least, we've got the Cobra, HISS, Techno Viper, and H.M.S. Heat Seek Missile System. So this guy was basically meant to be a companion piece to the his tank. The graphics, the artwork, the package design definitely mirror the his tank. Um, some nice artwork on the front, on the side. There is a UPC on the bottom. Can't remember if this was sold in stores. I think this was Hasbro Direct. Then we got some nice CAD artwork on the back. All right, so let's get this guy open. Okay, we got a inner tray, and we've got a accessory locker. And this piece here is wheels for this. So that's what the packaging looks like. I almost snipped these pieces because I thought they were twisty ties. Two bags in that locker. Ew, got some hoses. All right, tons of weapons for this guy. Although some of these pieces are for the H.M.S. I mean, these pieces are definitely for the H.M.S. Okay, so let's put the figure to the side for a moment. Straighten his feet up so he can stand a little bit better. And this should be pretty straightforward. These wheels look like the same wheels as the Vamp. Turret, pretty straightforward. It does snap in. The wheels snap in. Let's see. Looks like. Okay. So the stabilizers go on the side here. There's a ring and there's a little rod right here. And just plugs in so it can be undeployed and deployed. There's the other side. They are going to snap when you plug them in. And then this does look like a hitch. Need to figure out where this goes. Actually, it looks like the hitch goes here. There are two little areas for them to plug into there. And there's two little cylinders or pegs sticking out right here. And it's kind of it. So you would think the idea is, it's going to be like this when it's being towed. And then if it's by itself, it's going to, you're going to deploy these, and then this comes down. So I guess something like this, maybe. And then you've got these pieces in the back that come down. And then that lifts the wheels off the ground so that this thing isn't going to roll and this thing can, fire. And then you got your missiles. You got little pegs here and corresponding pegs on here. And if you can, trying to figure out which way is which, pull this up because basically arrows are going to shoot that way, the missiles. Why did I say arrows? And then just for reference, these are pretty large. Okay. So then we've got this. Let's see. Yeah, there's a little area here, a little control panel. And this is a cover for that. So I guess like, you can pretend like if you're playing with your toys, you knock this guy out, you come over here, you break into the manual controls and you stop the missiles. I guess that's what it's meant to be. Otherwise, this stays hidden. It's not a door. It's just something that you pull on to pull off. Okay. So our Techno Viper. So he's got a backpack. And I believe the backpack goes like this. Then peg that in. I'm going to put this gun in this hand. No particular reason. And then with this hose, we can plug into here. There's these little tabs. And this might be difficult to do. There's a tab on the bottom of this gun. Now that is in here, you are going to have, when you go to pose this, you're going to have some, stress on it. Yeah, maybe this goes the other way. It's got to because, no, that looks weird. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it goes like this. So with his arms down, this looks fine. But as soon as he goes to pull it up, you're going to have, some stress here. It doesn't seem bad, but does seem to be a bit of a design flaw. Okay, so we've got that. He's got another one of these little guns. This is the same gun that these guys had, so we're going to put that in his holster. Let's see. He's got a bunch of little weapons and oh, here we go. So we can store them in the back. Yeah, I was trying to think. There's got to be some kind of storage somewhere. But they're just wrenches and stuff. They also have the blast effect ports, so I don't know why you'd want to do this, but I think you could. Nope, these don't fit. Okay, never mind. It seems like these fit on something though, because they have this peg system on the top. But anyway, you can store them back here. And then he's got a basically a little hologram thing, kind of like what Boba Fett looks at in The Mandalorian. So you can pretend that he's, looking at some schematics like that. And he's, basically controlling the H.M.S. So very cool. So now we got all that out of the way. Let's connect this thing as if it were a transformer. Connects very rudimentarily, but it does connect. Okay, this does go down like this. And that's kind of it. It doesn't peg in. It just kind of slides over a little nub right here. But you know, we'll pull it. And you know, basically that's the complete look. If you want to just go full all out, you know, his tank war. So that is our review. If you got to the end, thanks for sticking around. This took quite a while to go through all the things. Um, I'm sure there's stuff I forgot about, like this that I'm looking at. But hopefully you got to see most of it. I know this has been out for a long time, but I'm just now getting a chance to mess with it. And it's really cool. I will be reviewing the Dragonfly next. So this guy's got, you know, a counterpart to fight against. So that's the review. Hope you enjoyed it. Please let me know what you think in the comments. And as always, tune into more videos coming up. Thank you.